So hi, back from the Battle Bunker here. Today it's me and Jamie. What we wanted to do was take you through what we've been doing with Star Wars Clone Wars.
Is that why I'm here?
That is why you're here. I don't know what everything is, I just paint them. Jamie was really interested in this and has been since it, first come onto the TV screens as cartoons and for years and years and years. And obviously, so while Fantasy Flight then moved into their Star Wars Legion with Clone Wars,
it was a no-brainer.
It was a no-brainer. That you just had to do it. So it's taken a while for us to get the time to be able to start painting it, get it ready for a game. But that's what we want to do today, is really to show you more about the figures. JB, talk a little bit about why Clone Wars.
Why Clone Wars? Well, growing up, obviously when I was sort of 3, 4, 5, the prequel films were coming out, but obviously I was a bit too young to go to the cinema and watch them to fully understand them. However, we had the original trilogy on VHS, so I grew up watching that, hence why I think I've said this in a previous video, I think it was one of our battle reports we did. The original trilogy of films is my favourite set of films, because that's what I grew up with. However, the first time me walking into the cinema for a Star Wars film was the Clone Wars film. And it was animated. So I remember all of the toys that came out, the action figures alongside it, and it was just incredible. That is my Star Wars. And then to come home and just read up about the Clone Wars and what happened during the Clone Wars, why it was so important, and then to click on an article one evening and then realise saying, hold on, there's a TV episode starting 6 o'clock tonight on the Clone Wars. So it's about 5:45. I run downstairs saying, "Oh, come on, we need to turn on TV to this." I remember that and having that first double bill, and then waking up each morning just seeing an episode of the Clone Wars on Cartoon Network at the time. It was just incredible. And the Clone Wars to me, because that's what I've grown up with, it's my favourite era of Star Wars. So my favourite films are the originals, however I've grown up with the Clone Wars. And I think all of the characters and it really does shine a different light on how you can produce things. You don't need to have these big blockbuster movies, live action, in order to get a big story across. I think many fans would also regard the Clone Wars as being very successful and very high up there. Even if the film, looking back on it, is not as good as the TV series, but it's what jumped me into it. And I think definitely the Clone Wars has always been my favourite period of Star Wars.
Excellent. No, that's great. I mean, it gives you kind of a bit of a background as to why Jamie's wanted to do this specifically. So today what we want to do is take you through what the painted armies are. So this particular one today, we're just going to concentrate on the Separatists. Obviously there's two sides of every battle, but let's do a bit at a time.
Clankers.
The clankers. Roger. So we're going to take you through exactly what we've done with it. Just before we do, a couple of shout outs. So first of all, shout out to Entoyment in Poole. We get all our stuff there. They're amazing stockists of not just Star Wars Legion, but just about anything you can think of. You go down there, it's like an Aladdin's cave. So shout out to them.
Friendly staff, always willing to have a conversation, even if it's your first time going down there or you're a regular.
Absolutely.
They're always just willing to talk.
And they got a great gaming hall upstairs as well. So just a shout out to them. This is where we've got our stuff from. And also to Zorpazorp. So having a look at how to paint videos, you're just trying to challenge it.
I remember when we were on our America holiday, we were in the hotel room. I just clicked on it and I was thinking, obviously Star Wars, Fantasy Flight had ended up delaying the Clone Wars release because it was going to release while we were in America. I thought, well, that'd be alright, get it for a few dollars, so we won't have to pay the same costs back in the UK as getting American product in America, ship it back, it'll be fine. And I remember just being interested when we were in the hotel room. I saw a video and I thought, how to quickly and easily paint Phase 1 clone troopers, and then he did B1s, and I thought, that's really easy, but it's so effective. And following his guides, you're going to see the results that it can give you, even if you're not the exact person painting it.
Absolutely. And they're really easy to follow. So seriously, if you're looking at doing any of those, go to Zorbasorb and his painting videos.
Not just Star Wars either. I know he's picking up 40k a lot at the moment.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, he's
brilliant.
the best. He is the best for Lord
good.
of the Rings, definitely.
Absolutely. And a final shout out to a painting tutorial that I watched, and that was from Artist Opus, and it is for the battle tanks. So following that, the AAT battle tanks. So they do a great video. It shows how to use their debrush system. And I followed that through, and that was the results that we did on the battle tanks. So that's the shout outs done. So I think it's get on with having a look at the figures.
Prepare the armies.
So to begin with, we've got some B1 battle droids. I know in the units there's a rocket launcher and a machine gun with the rest of the droids. And what I really like, what I gave with the brief, was I wanted it to be very specific iconography depending on who's who. So if the sergeant there with his binos, you can see he clearly has the yellow mark to represent he's a sergeant, but as you'll later find out, it's slightly different than somebody else who we will see. But before that, we got some droidica or destroyers. Obviously, depending on which side of the Clone Wars you're on, you would call them different things. And the Separatists here, we'd call them the droidica. And obviously start rolling about, quick mobile, take the objectives.
Just one thing with those ones, I quite liked the way that we could get that colour on them, the reddy colour. So that was a mix of obviously undercoating using lead belcher and then using the contrast paints over the top. It brought almost a metallic red colour to them, so that was really good.
Yes, a very iron colour.
Yeah.
Now up next we've got the first one of two armoured assault tanks. Going to destroy the Republic lines with that one, breakthrough. I love the cannon. I really love the dry brushing on it, just give it that weathering effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Follow the video, and that one is easier to do than it looks, and it comes out really effective.
That was the Artist Opus one, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, up next we got some B2 Super Battle Droids. Still a core choice of the army, but they're obviously going to last a lot longer than the B1s. Going to be great. Got some very nice rockets. You've got to watch out for those wrist rockets. Up next, got some more B1s. Again, great core choice to fill out the army. Take out a lot more slots. And here's what I was talking about earlier with the iconography. We've got a 00M commander in the Specialist pack. And you can see he's got the yellow dot, which signifies that he's a commander, whereas the rest of them, the sergeants, do not have that. They've got more of a stripe to represent they're a sergeant. The red one there is the security droid. He's there, allows the droids to act a little bit more independently in game, rather than following AI protocols. And they've still got a sniper in there, as you can see, and also a radiation cannon at the back there. Yeah, there he is. I really love the green glow from that one. Up next, got some more B2s. Again, filling out the army. A lot more of a core elite force that could be deployed. And the second one, the AAT Battle Tank. Again, destroying the Republic lines. And some more B2s there, as you can see. And some more droidicas.
Loads.
Absolutely loads.
Absolutely loads of stuff.
Loads of stuff. Way more B1s coming in. And as they say in Revenge of the Sith, 10th floor, thousands of battle droids. And again, more B1s. I think that's 5 B1 units there.
Absolutely.
And up next, Rune Heiko. He's a Separatist councillor. And he's just going to be used as a hostage marker from the Vital Assets pack. But it's very nice just to get a decent character instead of just use a generic body. And up next, General Grievous, the first person to say hello there, not General Kenobi. Again, loving that glow from the blue and green lightsaber there. I think you did that one. That was quite an easy guide to follow as well. That
was
one.
An easy guide to follow. That was another Zorbasorb one there, and it's interesting how he does his lightsaber. So well worth a watch. Have a look at his playlist. Look for the Star Wars Legion on there. And how he does lightsabers was really interesting and great one to follow.
Yeah, it's absolutely
lovely.
And finally, Count Dooku, the main villain himself. I've always been a fan of Count Dooku. I know he's not really in the story for too long if you watch it just on the films, but again, as I said before, if you watch the Clone Wars TV series, he's an amazing villain. He definitely deserves a lot more credit than he gets. And as I said, that definitely on the lightsaber there is incredible. Well, I think that's it. I think just a quick rounding shot off, just to have a quick look. Up there. I hope you guys get a bit of perspective of to of what's going on here. And as I've said before, this is not a finished army. This is just the work so far of what's going on. I think there's definitely a lot more stats that have been announced. I'll definitely be filling out the ranks of the Separatist Army with some stats and definitely some commando droids. Always been a favourite of mine, they have. Right, well I hope you've enjoyed the look at the army overall. And stay tuned, as you can imagine we might be doing a Republic one.
See you soon.
you.